Hello everyone and welcome back to the second part of day 2 of the crypto trading course. In this section we're going to review how to use the trading journal to document all your trades, and we're just kind of a brief overview of the different sections in it and how you can use it to improve your trading. It lets you review all of your trades at the end of the day, the month, the year, a nice little weekly recap. It's perfect. You also kind of see your strategy ahead of the time, your mindset, and you can have closing comments. So you can kind of learn with every trade from the beginning till the end. And that way you're going to become such a better trader than just, logging in and, making some trades and then being like, well, I think I made, X amount of dollars today. By having everything documented, you not just learn from your notes, but you also learn from the statistics, because the trading journal is going to show you, your averages, your average wins, your average losses, kind of your chart over time. So you're going to get a much better idea of how your trading is evolving, and you're going to see some things that kind of show your strengths and weaknesses, and that's the importance. So this will exponentially improve your learning curve and allow you to become a better trader much quicker. The Google Sheet that I made while I was trading for a while earlier this year in 2018, I put it all together and then I put it on tradejournal.co, just kind of an easy page to remember where I have it. So if you just go here, it should open. You can get access to the Google Sheet right here, and this is kind of, the trading strategy is here as well for the trader, kind of what the difference between trader and investor is, and then you're going to have, this all looks kind of a lot right now, but this is kind of where you enter your trades and your investments, and at the end it's going to build you a super nice chart like this. Over time you're going to have a red chart or a red line for your trader and a orange line for your investor trades, and the green line is the sum of both. There's also an average in section where you can, let's say if you buy a coin or token at this was probably Litecoin, but at 95, right, 62, and then you average down as the price went down, and you got another point here, an entry here, you can see your total is 60 coins and this is your average price. So this is kind of like a handy little average in calculator. The trader, this is the screen where you enter all your trades. So the first column you have a day, so the day you made the trade. This is the trade number, the symbol. What I actually do now is I just I leave it LTC because I'm always converting in USD at the end, even if I did bought Bitcoin to buy the currency. This is something looks tricky, but basically if the trade's done, this becomes a slash or a dash. I'm not really sure which one it is, maybe neither. Anyway, if it's trade still open, it's a 1. You can see at the top it changes the percentage. That way, basically, if it's a 1, it does not calculate it yet, right? So this trade does not exist yet if it's a 1. So here you have your size, the amount of coins you have. This is, and first of all, so first we're looking at this line only, let's say. So this is your target. This is your ideal trade, your strategy, right? So this is your entry, potentially your ideal entry, or the one your first position size. This is your theory stop loss. So these are automatically calculated. This your stop loss percentage and your stop loss physical, or your profit and loss, your actual profit and loss from this one. And then this is the sell amount, your ideal exit, right? So you put whatever you want here. These two are automatically calculated just like here, your percent gain and your percent win, and then your actual gain. And then here is a little description you can add. You could say maybe I wanted to break out from the, 91 support level or something like that, or resistance level. Cool. So then you remember why you went into the trade, and then you see your whole forecast for it. And then down here on the second line, so once this trade is done, you'll see how these have a dash. Basically, it means that the trade is done. This is your actual line, so this is what really happened. Here you put the full amount, maybe you averaged in, like I showed on this page. So you could put the amounts that you see right here. On this page, maybe it's 60, then this is 90, something else. And this is, so only enter here if you made a loss, and only enter here if it's gain. So you'll see these are two examples above. This was a loss, right? So you enter your loss here. These are automatically calculated, and then you can description for your loss here. You had a gain, so you entered it here, and there's a description. If you win, you put a 1. If you lose, you put a 0. And that way your statistics will be calculated. There are 3 things you have to do manually. One is you have to calculate your profits. So you can see here, N4 plus J7, M4 plus J7 gives me 117. So let's say this one is a winner, right? So let's say we get the ideal trade, and it looks like this. So what do? We now have, now we press enter here, and we add this trade to it. Boom, it's that easy. Now you see your new profit. Since this was a win, or now this trade's done, we make this we take that away because it's done. We also add a 1 here. We don't do anything with the average loss, but the average gain, we go here, we put a comma, and we add the new amount, which is down here. I have to go to it. Boom. So now we have our new average win, which is the combination of this and this one. So yeah, that's how we record everything. And then at the end, you come over here and you put, let's say you had 1 trade today. This was your loss or profit, and then everything gets calculated. So that's how you kind of stay up to date. And at the end, you'll start forming your chart. And over time, these stats are really helpful because you'll see maybe that your winning percentage is kind of maybe, let's say, low, and you notice that your average win might be also really low, which probably means you're scalping too much. Right, so you could kind of learn from your statistics. Or maybe your average loss is too big, which means you're not cutting your losses quick enough. So you could kind of learn very quickly from your stats over time what you're doing right, what you're doing wrong, and that's why it's so helpful to have. Let me just bring all this back to normal. That's probably right. I'll check that later so you guys have the right thing. And the investor is the exact same. So there's nothing really new to review here. It's the exact same as the trader. The only difference is when you actually enter this information, you want to enter it in the second column or the second orange column because that way in your chart, your orange line will be calculated for investor and your red line will be calculated for your trader. And then the green line, like we said before, is the sum of both. And you'll also have the number of trades. So down here at the bottom, you'll see that there's 2 blues. Basically, that is how many trades I made that day. And if you come over here, you can see that there's a 1 here and a 1 here. So 1 trade made on the first, 1 trade made on the third. That's all that is, but it also, again, every statistic is supposed to have a point. So if you see kind of a huge spike in trades, but not much happening here, it probably means you're over trading. So over time, you're going to learn how to read that. And in my weekly reviews, I always review my chart, so we can all learn from it. I just realized that there's one thing I forgot to mention. So let's say now that you finished your day trade number 3, and now you're probably wondering, where do I enter my next trade? So it's very simple. I just copy it, I skip a line, I add it down here, and I change the date to whatever the new date is. Add a 4 here. I always like to completely remove everything that is unnecessary like this. That way I have a fresh, clean start. I know what's going on, and then when I get into my next trade, you could even remove this one. The next trade I would fill out from scratch. So let's say I bought Bitcoin, and then here's my projection: 1 Bitcoin, and then the price, whatever that is, my forecast. So let's say, I'm not even sure what's Bitcoin. It just went over 8,000. I believe it's at 8,200. I think I'm going to go in at 8,200. That's my ideal strategy. However, if it goes down, I want to get out at 8,150, let's say. And my ideal exit is 8,400. You can also see here, this is a nice ratio. So you can see it's right. If I follow this strategy, and I believe the perfect setup is, I'm not sure what the chart pattern would look like. I don't know, maybe you're waiting for a breakout. So here you can see that there's a 0.6% downside based on your kind of forecast, and a 2.4% upside. That's pretty good. That's much better than 1 to 3, right? So this is what you want to have in that 1 to 3 or better ratio. So what I mean by 1 to 3 is, let's say this was a bit worse, you were a bit more I don't know, a little risky, and you have 100 here. You can see that this is worse than 1 to 3, right? Because if you times this by 2, it's going to equal this percentage over here. So you want basically whatever over here is 3 times of this amount, and that's a good 1 to 3 risk ratio. So that's kind of what I'm referring to. Yep, just wanted to mention those two things: risk reward, and how to make a new line here. That's everything for now. I hope you guys found it really helpful. If you have any questions, just leave a comment below. I'll be super happy to get back to you, and I'll let you know if any changes are made to the chart. For now, that's everything, and I think we have one more lesson today, and then we'll be moving on to day 3. Awesome, guys. Ciao, ciao.